Alright guys, everybody gets mad because I always say guys, but I can't help it. I'm old school. I don't mean any offense. But anyways, we're back for another week, guys, and I think we finally made a decision. Maybe.
I can't talk, I'm sorry.
Yeah, her voice sounds funny. I gotta get her laughing. She sounds like the little what's that character? Snagglepuss. That's really old school, guys. But anyways,
just like us.
if you take a look behind us here, you can kind of see how crowded it is for us trying to get a camper in and out of here. You know, we've been talking about upgrading trucks and campers, maybe going to a fifth wheel. Our concern is, will a fifth wheel fit?
Will it fit?
So you can kind of see here, it's really, really tight. If you notice, the camper is actually taller than the edge of the roof right up here where the gutter is. And so I have to swing around that gutter. We have already, when we first bought our first camper, if you notice this little 2-foot section here, I had the concrete widened, and the bank actually used to be right here where this rock was. And so we used to scoot a 37-foot camper in here, and the bank here that comes down came all the way to the edge of the concrete. Well, that got to be really tight. I mean, that really left us, literally about 6 inches from the edge of the bank, from the bumper hitting to the edge of the house right there, the gutter. And so we ended up coming back in. We had the bank dug out more. We put in this retaining wall, so at least it gave me the swing of the tail that I could go over on this gravel here. I still don't put the tires into the rock here, but I do put, you know, it gives me my swing room, so whenever I'm turning and going around this the gutter here, it gives me room so that the bumper don't hit the bank. But going with the fifth wheel, a very large fifth wheel at that, we're just really concerned it won't give us enough room. And then our other big issue is, you can't see it from here, but going down this hill here, it's actually a 6% grade coming up the hill to our house here. And then you come in and you have to come up to this intersection. You have to take this, it's actually a left right here, but I'm standing on the other side here. You come up here and you see it is a pretty good grade here, and then the driveway kind of slopes off from that, and so you get all these kind of weird angles. The other camper, when I used to back it in, it was a bumper pull, but the way I had to come in, it is so steep right there where the mailbox is, that it would actually come up and it would actually lift one of the wheels off the ground. It'd come up on the 3 wheels when I was backing in. The neighbors used to love coming out here and watching me back that thing in. I think they always thought it was going to flip over or something.
Sometimes I thought it was going to flip over.
And so you know, you add all those up, and then, you know, we're talking about getting an F450, which is almost 4 foot longer than my existing truck now, because it would have the 8-foot bed on it. Then you add a 42-foot fifth wheel onto that versus our little Debbie here, which is only 27 foot. You know, I'm just worried it's not going to fit in here. When I back this one in, you can't tell it now as I'm pulling frontward, but my truck gets right up against this wall here where it kind of comes out, where it gets so steep right here. And I know this video don't do it justice, but it is really a steep incline right there. And so that's really led us to the next conclusion of, I think it's time to trade houses.
Now, don't let everybody out there think that we're crazy enough to just go on a whim and buy a new house because we want a new trailer. But that kind of is a little bit true.
A little bit true.
But we've been wanting to downsize houses and move for quite some time.
Well, and if anybody's been watching our channel for a while, you know we was going to build a barndominium up on some family land. If you want to watch that whole fiasco and see what went wrong on that one, we've got the whole video series out there. It's on playlist about the barndominium. You can go check that out. I won't go in real depth. But basically, you know, when we abandoned that idea, it still left us. We've got this house here. All of our kids are out on their own now. And so we don't need this big of a house. We got a whole downstairs that we hardly ever use. And so we're like, you know, if we are looking at upgrading to the bigger camper, we still need a better place to park it. We would love to find a house that has some level ground, that we can get the camper in and out, turn it around without having to block the road and everything else when we're back in. So that's kind of what led us to it.
Well, and like he said, this house, we prepared this house for our 4 children, and so this is a 6-bedroom home. we live here alone now. We just don't need that much space.
Yeah. And so, since we've been talking about, I know we've been teasing it for the last few weeks about, you know, what we're up to, and, you know, are we going to upgrade, are we not? I think we finally kind of made the decision, you know, life's so short, we're going to go for it.
Yep.
And so I think the best thing to do is to take you guys along for the trip and go house hunting.
Yes.
We've actually already, we spent the last couple of weekends riding around looking at upcoming listings, you know, new listings and all that. We've probably looked at 20 houses over the last couple of weeks. Not actually going in all of them.
Just drive by.
But driving by, and we've eliminated nearly all of them because we can't, there's not room to get the big camper in there and turn it around.
Right.
And so, and you hear Larry in the backyard, he's wanting to be out here with us. But so, you know, I got to thinking about it, and I thought, you know, we like taking you guys along on our adventures. You know, we got such a good response on the barnuminium videos because so many people was interested in doing that sort of thing. I was like, well, you know, why not just take them along on our adventures on this?
Yes.
You know, anybody that's been watching the real estate market lately knows how insane it is.
We are both realtors, as you know, so we know how this works.
We know firsthand. Now, we do think it might soften just a little bit, not tremendously. I don't think it's going to drive prices way down or anything like that. But we feel like it might be a good time, so that instead of going up against 30 or 40 offers, maybe we're only going up against 2 or 3 offers.
Right.
And so we felt like maybe the time's right. The ordering window for the truck is about to open up here in the next few weeks, and we plan on going ahead and biting the bullet and going ahead and getting the truck. We probably will wait to do the camper or order the camper or whatever once we make sure we have everything else in place.
Right.
And we've got to figure out how long it's going to take to get the truck. We have no idea yet. And so, but we thought, you know, it's a great time to start looking for a house. And so we're fixing to go look at one here in a few minutes. So we want to take you along and let you kind of see it. I think this is actually the first one. We actually did a drive-by on this one over the weekend. I think it's actually going to be the first one that actually might have a yard and a driveway that will work for our campers and trailers and everything else that we have. So follow along. This may go into a few weeks of looking at different houses.
Who knows?
And you know, you got to be real careful when you're an agent because it is other people's houses. So I'm not going to show you the inside of the houses or anything personal like that. May show you a few clips of the yard or the driveway or something like that. But we're not going to take you all through the houses or anything like that because I just don't think that would be in good taste to whoever the sellers are and like that. I wouldn't want to expose them to anything like that. But we will show you what we can, and you know, kind of show you what we're looking at. Our ultimate goal, to be honest, is we would love to be able to sell our house here and maybe outright pay for the camper or for the truck, one or the other, and downsizing the house. You know, so
basically, we want to trade our house now for a new house and a vehicle.
Yeah, or the camper. Both of them's pretty close to the same price point, unfortunately. And so, you know, and our house is completely paid off. So if we could sell this house, just say for some numbers here, if we could sell this house for $400,000, turn around and buy a house for around $250,000, $300,000, then that gives us, you know, $100,000, $150,000 to put towards the truck and the new camper. And so that would make it a lot more easy and a lot more feasible for us.
Well, and in this market, that's hard to do. But follow along with us and we'll show you what we find.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you guys, we're not afraid of hard work. If you go check out some of our other videos. We have a video where we bought a house down the street. We got it for an excellent buy before COVID, and was able to flip it and make some very good money on it. And it was because it was ugly. It was the inside was totally trashed. We had to go inside and completely redo the whole interior, but we're not afraid of doing that. So that's kind of what we're looking at for us, and that's kind of how we're going to offset this seller's market we're in right now. If we can find something that's kind of ugly, outdated, maybe it's got wallpaper or, you know, ugly paint on the inside or something like that, but the yards will work for us and the driveway will work for us,
then we might make that work.
Yeah, we might be able to get it for a little bit less than what a perfect house market value would be. And so that's kind of what we're looking for here.
Yep.
And so come along with us.
Yep, let's go see a house.
So guys, this is a little bit more like what we're talking about. See how flat this is? Big, huge backyard. It's actually got street access to the street back here behind us. And the yard is pretty flat. I mean, there is some holes here. We'd have to find out where the septic tank is and all that sort of thing, field lines, stuff like that. But you can see it is actually fairly level yard, which is what we're looking for. Now the big question is, can we get it for a bargain? Alright guys, so we left off, we was looking at that other house. It had potential. It had some ugly. You know, some of it's, like I say, I think we mentioned it before, it had the wallpaper and some lime green rooms in it, and but it had some, the master bedroom stepped down, and you had to step back up into the master bathroom and some different things. Had a few quirks that we weren't real thrilled about, and when we kind of reached out to the agent on that house to see if they'd be willing to negotiate on the price some, they didn't seem very negotiable. Of course, you know, they can't tell us that. I get that. But just for, you know, where it's at and where we'd be willing to offer, I just don't know that we'll end up being able to pull that one off.
It was overpriced for what it was.
Yeah, very. And so the lot was great. The lot would have worked great for the camper. Plenty of room, and we could have done some really neat things as far as rehabbing the house to make it work, but we'd have to put quite a bit of money into it to make it work on the inside. So we just left another house that we just went and looked at. It has probably a lot more potential. Lots a little bit more challenging as far as getting the camper in. And the house, again, I feel like it's a little overpriced. The house was in pretty, when I say rough shape, cosmetically rough shape. It had good bones. The house was actually built not too many years ago, so the house is not super old. So I think the house overall is in pretty good condition. But the last people that lived there just didn't love on it. It needs there's holes in the wall. It needs paint.
New carpet.
New carpet.
The cabinets are all really, really rough.
Yeah, the cabinets are really rough. I don't know what they did to the cabinets, but I mean, they're just, the finish is rubbed off the edges and stuff like that. Which again, all that can be redone if the price is right. And they did just reduce the price $10,000 on it, but it's still priced a little more than where we'd want to be at. We'll reach out to them, see if they're willing to play ball or not. You know, if we could get it for the right price, you know, maybe we could make it work. Like I said, we like that house a whole lot better than the other one that we was telling you about with the wallpaper and stuff. So again, you're just gonna have to follow along with us, guys. See if we make a deal, see if we can make a deal on one of these houses, and see what we can do. But it's funny, but it seems like every time we go to look at the house, we're looking and say, will the fifth wheel fit? And so we may end up buying a house just to put a fifth wheel out, just so we can park the fifth wheel. But
well, and you have to dig a lot of dirt before you find diamonds.
That's right. And so luckily, we're not in any hurry, and we have time to do things. You know, I mean, honestly, we've actually, you know, it's really a 10-year plan that we've got going forward here. You know, where we're at is the reason why I want to buy the fifth wheel is because we want to travel, not full time, but we at least want to go out for a month or six weeks at a time, maybe 8 weeks at a time. Be able to go out to the West Coast, the Midwest, see some of these beautiful places that we see some of these other full-time RVers and YouTubers that we watch every week. We want to see some of that for ourselves. And so, but you know, we've got 10 years until we can fully retire at this point, and so we've got time. And so,
well, our goal right now, we don't like to plan so far out in the future since Randall's cancer.
Absolutely.
And so 10 years is when we can retire, but we want something that's going to work and be feasible for us in the meantime until that 10 years is up.
Yeah. And so that's what we're looking for. We're trying to bridge that gap. I tell everybody we're trying to bridge that gap. There's a 10-year bridge right there right now to full-time retirement. But you know, if we can do something to make enough money between that time, maybe we can retire a little bit sooner. Who knows? You know, with COVID, you know, work from home a lot. You know, is it something that maybe if we could get Wi-Fi and stuff, maybe that we could work from home and do things that way, and so then therefore we could just go on the road and work that way? I don't know. There's lots of possibilities there, and so we're just we're trying to research and find out what we can do. But first of all, you know, we've got to, you know, get the truck ordered. We hope that opens up real soon. Then we got to work on maybe upgrading the camper. And then that involves, like we said, you know, starting this video off, that's going to require a bigger place to put it at. So we just don't have room at the house now. So you're going to have to stay tuned every week, find out what we do, because you never know with us. We're pretty crazy.
We never know either.
So if you hadn't already, guys, I hope you enjoy these videos. If you do, please subscribe. Please give us a thumbs up. And if you got any ideas, if there's something we're missing that we hadn't thought of, drop us a comment. I love talking to you guys. I had a very long conversation with somebody today, back and forth in comments and stuff. And so we love that sort of thing. And so, you know, if you've got any ideas we're missing, shoot us a line. We'd love to hear from you. Or maybe you're down the same road we're going at. And, you know, maybe there's something we can bounce off each other. Shoot me a line. We love talking to people.
And if you just want to say hi, we like that too.
Absolutely. Till next time, guys. See you then.